Father, quote, got really quiet, like I punched him in the gut.
Oh.
He told her that the case broke her grandfather's trust in his work. Her father won't talk on record, but he did tell his daughter, Cecil, to tell reporters that the family is very uncomfortable about the case.
Wow.
Her father told her that there were links of the woman to Israel and then that the case was shut down.
What the hell?
So police were kind of getting close to figuring out who she was, and someone told them to stop.
Oh.
Police found foreign connections and possible like foreign CIA type links, and then they were shut down. It has also come out that she was spotted at and around many military bases in Bergen. One man, Ketil Kvorsoy. Sorry, Ketil.
Sorry, Kegel.
Be nice. He's a nice man.
Oh, okay. Kegels are nice too. That's a compliment.
He has come forward and he believes he encountered Jane Doe right before she was killed and or committed suicide. I believe them. He said in November of 1970, he was hiking through the same area deep in the snow, middle of winter. He did that often because he lived in the area, but he didn't really see people. So he said he was very surprised when he heard someone else coming up the mountain. He said a woman walked towards him, trailed by two men. All of them were wearing business type clothes. She was looking at me, and her face, to me, it looked like she was scared and she was giving up.
Oh.
When she looked at me, I felt that she started to say something but didn't. And then she looked behind her and saw these men. I'm sure she knew they were after her. He said he didn't speak up right away because he felt crazy and like he was making something out of nothing in his head. But he did tell police like back then what he saw and came forward when the case was being relooked at.
I mean, other people can make you do crazy things. Like they're like, take these 40 pills, do it.
Yeah.
Like, you know. Oh, that's so scary.
He said a friend who was a cop at the time told him the case was international and would never be solved. In 1991, a man came forward saying that he was the taxi driver who picked her up from the hotel, but said he wanted to remain anonymous. He said he brought her to the train station, but not before they picked up a man who was joining her.
Oh.
And that is all that has come forward. Like, still unsolved. So some theories. Local cops still officially say suicide.
Yeah.
It's not being investigated. The police and Norwegian intelligence agencies are suspected of covering up the case due to pressure.
Sure.
But pressure from who? Like, we still don't know.
You're like, well, the community just wants to know. So why would there be pressure?
Yeah. Big theory, and this is what I believe. She was a spy, which makes sense, especially during this like Cold War era.
Mm-hmm.
She's seen around bases, all the passports, all the wigs, very like
the notes and code.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And around this time, Norway reported a lot. There were a lot of missing people linked to espionage. So that's really it.
Wow.
Spy or suicide. But it's still unsolved. But the official ruling is suicide.
I feel like that's not good enough.
Yeah, but I also feel like it'll never be solved because people high up covered it up. And if someone gets close, they'll just fucking shut them down.
This is all speculation on my part. I think the only way it could be solved is by some independent investigative journalist who like is laying low.
Billy Jensen.
I think our only hope is Billy Jensen.
Well, and sometimes there are cases where a government will unseal records and things will come out and they'll come forward. But like, honestly, I feel like governments all over the world cover up a lot of murders.
Well, and
unless they admit it.
And if the government doesn't want it to be solved, it's not going to be solved.
100%. Well, that's exactly why, like, as soon as the police linked her to Israel and started linking her to, they like were checking military bases, all of this, it was like all of the sudden they were like, oh, suicide. We're done. It was suicide. She killed herself. Like someone fucking put the fear into them.
Yeah, geez. That's such a crazy case. And I want to know what happened to her so bad because what a weird way to go.
I know.
It looks like suicide, but it also looks like murder. Like, how could you?
It doesn't look like suicide to me. Like,
well, there are pieces that look like suicide.
It looks like they tried to make it look like suicide,
Mm-hmm.
but I also feel like there's better ways to make something look like suicide.
Yeah. Wow. Norway, you're very different than here. I'd like to go to Norway sometime.
Me too.
Yeah. Well, good job. That was well done.
Thank you. I also have a joke.
Okay.
Which spy is the best at swimming?
I don't know.
James Pond.
James Pond. Well, I have a joke too.
What is it?
What is a snowman's favorite cake? It doesn't matter as long as there's icing.
I knew it was something with icing, but I was trying to figure it out. I was going to say not cake. He likes the icing.
Yeah. Well, thanks, guys, for listening. We have some more international cases.
Thank you.
Coming up this month.
Thank you. Ooh. How does that sound in your ear?
It actually sounds kind of cool. I mean, I'll be honest.
It's only going to sound cool to people with headphones in, though. Who am I kidding? It's going to sound cool to everybody.
Who am I kidding? That's just so cool. I would love for anyone listening to please leave a review. If you have a couple minutes, we will send you a sticker. That can still happen. You just have to find us somewhere and let us know you left a review and let us know where to send the sticker and card. So please leave a review. You can email us at luminolpod@gmail.com, or you can follow us at luminolpod at Gmail or Twitter. Coming up really soon is our 1-year anniversary.
Holy fucking shit.
It might be the next episode. I have to double check the calendar, but it's coming up. And
something funny.
We're excited.
You know, when you're friends with someone on Facebook and they comment on something and you see like blah, 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 like Caitlin Sparks commented on this. Oh, I guess she ended up tagging me later, but I saw that my mom started commenting on something and my mom told one of her friends about our podcast.
Aww.
And then she like tagged me at the end, but it was fun. It was funny because she was like, I think Caitlin does a lot of hours of research and I bet Sarah does too. And then she goes, but I have to warn you, there's a lot of cussing. And I was like, Mom, get the fuck out of here.
Oh, that's so sweet though.
She was like, they do so much research, I think, but they cuss a lot.
Oh no, mom not approved. I don't have a response to that. Just moms. That's all. Well,
okay,
anyway,
so we were all in the truck once. This is something you could do, but I bet no mom would have the reaction mine did. So it was one of the first times as like adults we've been all together.
Yeah.
So my dad was driving, my mom was in the front seat, me and my 2 siblings were in the back, and my brother was sitting behind my mom, and he took her headrest off. So like she had nothing, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
And so, but my mom, bless her heart.
No.
Of course, she freaks out and makes it this big deal. And then she goes on this rant about how a headrest is a safety device and blah, blah, blah. So now whenever we go to the house, like we'll be sitting at the kitchen table and we're like, Mom, don't sit down. Where's your safety device? At least it's funny if you're there.
Oh,
but it's
kids. No, I think
don't
that's
have
funny.
kids if you don't want. And my mom always is like, why do you make fun of me? I'm like, you had kids.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do
You made me. Why? Tell me why I make fun of you.
You tell us.
We need to know. And you're the one with the answers.
We interview you.
Maybe someday she'll be a guest. So Patreon exclusive episode. Check it out. If you're a patron, you will get this episode on a Sunday for early release. And you'll get it on Wednesdays. If you're everyone else.
Wednesday. Walrus. What else can Sarah say? Weird.
A Wednesday walrus.
Bye, kids.
Bye, Illuminati.